Mike here again from Mike's Megabits. This is a set of wireless infrared headphones that came out of my Jeep that obviously the kids have trashed completely. I've actually glued these together maybe 1 or 2 times already, and finally that's the end of it. So what I'm going to try to do is take the guts out of this and attempt to make some kind of device where you can plug regular headphones in and not have to rely on wireless headphones with batteries and potential of having to replace expensive headphones every time they get trashed. So I don't know if it's possible, but that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay, so I've got the headphones apart. Took a little bit of coaxing to do, but took all the pieces out. And you can see both of the headphone parts, speakers. This is the infrared diode. It's got a black and a white wire. They go through to the main part and then hook up to the headphone piece right there in the top, right here. And then on the other side here as well, it has a blue and a red that were attached to the batteries, and those come across to this area here. Let's see a little closer. The red is farthest on the right. The blue goes there as well, and it looks like the copper colored one that goes to the negative on the headphone goes in the middle with the blue, so I would tend to think that's negative. Then there's a green one as well, which goes to the positive on the headphone. So red for power, the copper and blue for negative, and then the green for the positive goes to the other headphone side. And on this side here, the headphone plug-in part for this side is on the bottom here, actually, with the red and black. So that's pretty basic. I think what I'm going to do is basically cut this whole end off of here, and I'll try and make it all into one piece. Try to mount or place this in maybe a box or something, mount it all together instead of having a big long wire and everything all strung out. Try and make it as compact as possible, and then maybe put it into some kind of little plastic box where it'll allow me to mount some headphone jacks and a plug for some kind of DC adapter or cigarette adapter or something to that effect. So as a part of the headphone conversion for the theater system in the truck, I am going to attempt to remove this 3-jack stereo plug connector off of this old motherboard. See if I can't use the parts off of there in the construction. Okay, so I ground the motherboard part off of the bottom of the headphone, microphone and line-in jack that was on the motherboard. I ground all the stuff off the back of it and got it down to the points. I used I hacked apart a headphone wire and plugged it into the back of my computer, and used the other end that was hacked apart to kind of feel out which connection was which. I plugged an actual pair of headphones. Oh, let me zoom out here. Got the wrong button. I plugged a headphone into each one of these ports and put it on my head so I could hear any sound, and then used the other end of the hacked apart cable from the computer to touch the connection points on the top of the unit here, so that I could kind of get an idea which one was the ground and then which one was the left and right. And after doing that for a bit on all 3 of them, I was able to find that the center is the ground, and on the outside we had the left and right for the headphones. So now I've soldered the ground from the wireless headphone that I hacked apart. The ground goes to the center. The existing red wire that was there for the left headphone goes to this side, and I substituted another wire in here to replace this little green one here was the one that went across the top of the headphone to the other side. I took that out and soldered in this white wire to the contact point. Excuse me. You can see I soldered it right there where the green one was before. And then it comes over to the other side on here. So, logically, and logic doesn't always follow, but logically, I should be able to get sound, stereo sound on all three of these plugs out of this one unit. So next, I will have to find a way to hook up some power to this crazy project, and I'm also going to look for some kind of case or box. I was thinking about using this miniature hard drive case, but it looks a little like it might be a little thin, so we'll see what happens. Well, here I am in the truck. I've got you can see the red light there. I've got the cigarette lighter plugged into the wire. The wire's plugged into the cigarette lighter there, and it comes in right back here to I've wired it directly into the unit here. The light's on. Nothing's frying yet, which is a good sign. I've plugged the headphone jack that I'm wearing on my head right now into one of the three ports, and if I hold the infrared up into the view of the infrared transmitting on the machine, I'm actually hearing sound right now through the headphones as I'm doing this right now. So it's working, and I've tested it and it works on all three. So now it's just a matter of putting it all together in a package that doesn't look so ugly and finding a way to mount it someplace back here where we can easily plug in headphones, and I'll show you more of that once I get that completed. Success so far.